Today we are going to keep going with our series on comparing Automobilista 2 to Le Mans Ultimate. And we have already done the GT3s and the LMP2 cars. So now today, which I think will be our second to last episode, the penultimate one, we are trying the LMDh cars. So then next week we will try the GTE cars. So now let's jump into Automobilista 2, into the Cadillac V-Series.R around Sebring, not at night this time, and see how it feels. So something cool I like what we can do in this game is if we turn on the ignition, we can... Can't we... Okay then. What's happening? I have no idea. Ah, so now we should be able to. So, doing a start by driving. And these cars are like the ones where you can really feel the cold, how cold a tire is and how bad that is, as you could see there. I feel like these cars in Automobilista 2 are the ones which are the most sketchy. Then if we just head back. So now let's just drive and try and just keep the car going. So this car has TC, no ABS, has slicks, very cold ones, and the hybrid system is a bit different to in Le Mans Ultimate. I believe the only major difference is the maximum energy you're allowed to consume per lap and the hybrid settings and the names of them, whilst in Automobilista 2 they are a bit different. And the major difference outside of that there aren't really any major differences in terms of the hybrid unit, since Automobilista 2 updated so it doesn't duplicate but takes over from the engine. You can see that the car is quite sketchy when using cold tires. And what the issue mostly is oversteer, as I see it. Because on the brakes obviously you lock them up and then you get understeer, but if we're just talking like proper pushing, I feel like oversteer is the major issue. Like through here. I could feel how the rear wanted to slip a bit. And now the tires are green. But I can tell you from data analyzing that green in some cars, more specifically the Formula High-Tech Gen 2, the green isn't fully optimal grip. And yellow can still be good. But here, it seems like even though the tires are green, they aren't fully optimal. So it could be a case like that again, where it says green, but they aren't really good. So I would say, if you're going to play Automobilista 2, don't focus on the colors too much. Just focus on grip and performance. So these cars are really hard to handle currently with greener tires. So if we compare this to the LMP2 car, these slip a lot more and have a lot more issues. But it could also be because I believe these are heavier and also have more power, and also they're hybrid, which means there's a lot more torque at lower RPMs. if I just control the throttle a bit, then I get a very good, then the car doesn't become too wild. Still is a little wild and sketchy, but nothing too major. But this car actually feels, this car is fun. My preferred one is the SC63, but I remember this car being, I'm being able to drive it in in Le Mans Ultimate, so that's why I chose it to drive in Automobilista 2. That corner you get a lot of understeer, but I'm gaining at least my optimal lap time, which I don't remember. Oh, it's that lap time from which I just drove. So now let's just see how good I am. But after this lap I will drive Le Mans Ultimate and see how the cars handle there. Invalidated lap time, but that's okay. And there I lost it. Well, let's head off to Le Mans Ultimate and see how the cars handle there. Okay, so now we are in Le Mans Ultimate. We're driving with hybrid power. And there it started. Now let's see how the braking performance is. You lock up the brakes, but I don't fully feel it in the FFP, which is fun. But let's see how sketchy these tires are. Because already they're quite sketchy. But it seems like the same same vertical movement compared to Automobilista 2, which is quite interesting. And it's quite similar in Automobilista 2 so far. For there I had a little issue. Not as uncontrollable as Automobilista 2, but still quite an issue. Now let's see through here. Okay, so look up the brakes. And then just going on the throttle. No TC activation it seems. And I can go flat, which to me seems quite weird. Like going down through here and then just pulling it on the throttle there. You hear nothing TC, nothing which shows it's getting activated. And you can just get on the throttle at 100%. Like through there you could see I had a few issues. But not that other position, which is interesting. The tire lock feeling in the steering wheel feels non-existent. And boom. So this seems like the major difference in feeling is the tire locking. whilst going on throttle feels very similar. It feels like it has more grip in Le Mans Ultimate than in Automobilista 2 with cold tires, which is a bit funny to say. But that's what has been the general feeling, that when getting on throttle in Le Mans Ultimate, compared to Automobilista 2, it has a lot more grip. You can see red there activating. I'm just going straight nothing and I can just pull out of the corner. It just feels very strange. Okay, yeah, so the brakes are a lot sketchier. Which is an interesting thought, because I have no idea why fully that is, that they feel a lot sketchier. Could also be not me fully getting used to the feeling of the braking. But yeah, it's definitely quite different. So that's the main real difference. So that's quite interesting. But let me just finish this lap and then we'll have a little discussion at the end. They lock up everywhere. Could be the brake magic setting which isn't properly set up. Maybe it should go back even more. I have no idea, but could be that. Most likely it's just me, but we'll see.
Time 1:59.26.
So that was about it. So the real thing, main difference to conclude the video, is that in Automobilista 2, from just driving, it feels like when going on throttle, the rear is a bit livelier and you can actually hear the TC. And then also it feels a bit sketchy because the spins you can't really recover from, like in Le Mans Ultimate. And also in Le Mans Ultimate, going on the brakes with both hotter and cold tires, it feels super sketchy. Then on going on throttle, even with the coldest of tires, you can just pull out of a corner, which in my opinion feels a bit odd, that you can just stamp on the throttle with going in a straight line and you can, there's no TC activation as far as I know, and you just pull. Feels very strange to me. But what do you think? Comment it down below, and whilst you're down there, please hit the like button and also subscribe. My next video, I already said that it will be on the GTEs, and that's probably what it will be on. And if you want me to do any more Automobilista 2 videos, you have to comment any ideas, because currently Renato hasn't been active for very long. He hasn't been active for nearly a month, which seems very odd, but we have had a few hints that they're developing. We have to see what happens with Renato. Hopefully he's okay, and hopefully we get something new soon so I can do more videos on Automobilista 2. Otherwise, I might start trying AC. I might try AC Evo and see if I can set that up. But until then, I've been Racing Legend. You've been my amazing viewers. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.